Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about Yohimbine, which is something that I really didn't want to try for a while because I thought that it was going to be kind of a bad experience based on what I've seen online. But I went ahead and tried it because it was another random purchase. And I know like 2 videos ago I just said I wasn't going to do this anymore, but I just kind of like tried it to try it. Yeah, I mean, it's used primarily for 3 different things. It's used for sexual performance, as a pre-workout, and it's used as a sort of fat-burning aid. And as a pre-workout, I don't know how much research is there to support it. As the other 2, there is some research. I think it's still forbidden by the FDA to like promote it as a treatment for, well, I guess I should clarify more specifically how it's used sexually. Apparently it can be used to treat ED, but I think you have to use it for 2 to 3 weeks chronically for that to work. But people use it acutely for the same type of thing, just as a recreational boost. So there's something to keep in mind there. But yeah, I think at the very least, as a treatment, it's forbidden to just advertise it as something that can do that, unless they give you specific clearance, maybe. But I think that's probably the #1 reason that people use it. And so far, I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of use for it, but again, it was just something I wanted to try. So at this point, I only tried it once. It comes in 2.5 milligram capsules, and I took 1 of them, and I mean, it was a nice little stimulating boost. Oh, I forgot to say, it works on the adrenergic receptors, alpha 2. It's an antagonist, and I don't know. I won't get too much into technical details in this one. I just wanted to really make a quick video on this because I'm not too interested in the compound, but if you're interested, that's the main receptor that has an affinity for it. But so anyway, I took 1 of these, and it was a nice. It's more of a body boost, a body stimulation. Didn't really feel it mentally so much, and actually, for a lot of people, like if you take, it can be. At least, especially if you take too much, it can be anxiogenic. I didn't really have that problem. Like, again, taking the lowest dose, it's always a smart thing to do when you try out anything. And I mean, it was a nice boost, but I didn't really get, like, any bad side effects. I also didn't get really much of anything else than, like, just this nice boost feeling. I didn't try to work out on it. I actually took it before sex, and it didn't really seem to do much of anything. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that. I didn't really need it as a pre-workout. I don't need to lose fat, so I figured I'd try it that way. I saw the term. I don't know if it's a real term, but I saw somebody use it in a forum, sex-creational. So, yeah, but I was thinking like maybe try it for the same thing, but like double the dose next time. Just be careful because that's within the directions on the bottle. You can take 2 of them. But most of the negative experiences I see online have to do with people taking sometimes quite a bit excess of what it is that you should be taking. Obviously, anything that comes in 2.5 milligram denominations is something that you don't want to be taking a whole lot of. That's kind of your first hint right there. I mean, in one forum I saw somebody saying he took like 150 milligrams, and it was no wonder he had a bad experience. Something to point out, this can have some, it's one of those things that has like kind of paradoxical, I don't want to say paradoxical, but it's got like reverse effects in some ways depending on the dosage. So in the lower dosages, it actually raises blood pressure. If you take too much, it could actually cause a serious drop in blood pressure. So this has to do with basically how the receptors are. Some of the receptors it has lesser affinity for, when you take higher dosages, those will get hit more, and primarily I think we're talking about serotonin receptors here. And once you get hit in a lot of those, it can cause your blood pressure to drop. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't have a whole lot to say about it, period, and I'll keep you posted. But that was my first experience. I felt it more in like my knees. I guess it changes like not just that appendage, but like, you know, it changes like peripheral blood flow in general. So like I kind of felt it in my knees for some reason, and I kind of just felt it in through my hips and stuff too. Like it was, I guess it was just peripheral blood flow changes, but I don't know. You know, there is some research to back it up. As a fat aid, I don't see a lot of people, surprisingly, I don't see a lot of people talking about its use as a fat aid, and there's actually some studies that support that, but, and then as a pre-workout, I don't know. I would also be careful, as with all things that are like a sort of a pre-made stack. If yohimbe is in there, I just, you know, I don't, pretty much be careful, because I mean, I don't know what all else they put in. I'm not real familiar with the pre-workouts that are out there, but be careful stacking this with a whole bunch of other things, you know, because it does actually, it can interact with some things. I don't know in terms of what would be put in a pre-workout. Some people do say that you can put it with caffeine, and it goes, as long as you're not getting jacked up on caffeine, they actually go nice together. So maybe I'll try that. Apparently modafinil, for example, is one thing that you don't want to mix with it. I don't know. I won't get into drug interactions. This really isn't something that I have a whole lot to say about, because it's just something I'm not that interested in, to be honest with you. But I just figured I'd make a quick video, share my experience with it, share my experience with my impulse buy, and in the meantime, I'll try to research something more interesting, something more in line with the anti-aging goals that I mentioned 2 videos ago, and try to get my hands on something else that's maybe a little bit more exotic too. So till then, have fun.